I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. We have a very good meeting that's scheduled. We have a few people from the county, Commissioner Tom Arnone and County Clerk Christine Hanlon, and they're going to do a presentation for the 250th birthday of the United States, and then we have the regular agenda meeting to follow that. So if everybody could rise, our clerk, Christine Hanlon, is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag.
Thank you so much. Please turn to our flag, the greatest symbol of freedom around the world. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you just remain standing for a moment of silence for our departed. Thank you, everybody. You may be seated.
Okay, the meeting is at 8:03.
Thank you.
All attendees and participants agree to conduct themselves in a manner appropriate for public gathering. Individual speakers should be advised that no right of privacy protects a person's public comments made in a public forum. Accordingly, all participants bear responsibility for their own statements and commentary. We have a presentation tonight.
Yes, we do. We have Mr. Ted from the county, and he's got his laptop, and he's going to start the presentation off.
I'm going to pass it on to the stars of the show.
Yeah.
I'm just the roadie.
I like the Mr. Ted thing.
That should be on.
Yeah, we don't need that.
We're
good.
But
Is it on the red light?
We're very loud.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah,
it's going to
okay.
get recorded, so.
Okay.
Okay.
If you could just.
It should be on
If you
red
just
light.
press that button.
I think it's on.
No, it's red. You have to press it to green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it was on. It was on.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Okay.
Well, we're so happy to be here with all of you tonight and all of your residents from town. I'm here with Director Arnone and our Executive Director for Monmouth County's 250 Committee, Ted Maturo. Tom and I are the co-chairs of Monmouth's official 250th Anniversary of America Committee. And we've been starting to plan our celebrations and activities for the 250th birthday of the greatest nation on earth, which is coming in 2026. So Director Arnone and I are co-chairs, so we've been going to different towns to talk about what's going on. And very soon we're going to have a big meeting where we invite you all to come again to join us in this effort. But we're here to make a presentation about what we're working on and how we foresee this big
Event.
So this has been something special, and when Christine and I actually put our heads together and thought that the specialty of having all our municipalities being part of it, we basically went back to 1976, when not that I was even born then, but and during that period of time, which was unique about it because I know there was so many events because my father actually, being very involved in the town in Neptune City that I was at, they had a bicentennial committee. And I remember that being very young there and seeing the events. And every town did something a little special back then, from whether having a history book, whether having a fair, something special, a fireman's fair, like I said there. But every town did something a little special. And we wanted to take it to another level. And Christine and I talked, and we put a committee together of different stakeholders throughout the county there. And then our first order of business, obviously, was to hire an executive director, because it's going to take so much time to do it the way we want to do it, a little bit unique than maybe other counties are going to do it. I could almost assure you more unique than the way other counties are going to do it. But it's a lot of planning and a committed amount of dollars that the commissioners all were very supportive of there. And I think it's going to be very exciting, because I think the whole year, and our goal is for the whole year to have events going, whether it's here in Millstone, whether it's in Belmar, whether it's in Asbury, whether it's in Upper Freehold, and going back and forth throughout the county and marketing those events so people could go to different municipalities and see, the history that you want to create, and have you be part of the creation. And we'll use Millstone here, for example. Millstone, whatever way you feel your residents want to see that history remembered and at least talked about, We just want to be part of it and make sure that the county is maybe the hub, but the hub does not exist without the 53 municipalities that are there, and have everyone involved from some many special events. But we had to start it out with a video that is really special.
So we have a promotional video that we recorded. We'd like to show it to you. So we'll start our little PowerPoint presentation with our promotional video. It gives you a little background.
Awesome, thank you.
The 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States of America is coming in 2026. America's semi-quincentennial will be celebrated all across our nation, our state, our county, and our communities.
In Monmouth County, we celebrate not only the birth of the greatest nation in the world, but the significant role our county has played in the fight for independence.
New Jersey is known as the crossroads of the American Revolution, and Monmouth County has a rich history integral to the fight for our nation's independence. The Battle of Monmouth was pivotal in the American Revolution. It was the biggest and longest one-day battle of the Revolutionary War, with General George Washington leading the Continental Army in the attack on the British. But Monmouth County's Revolutionary War story is much more than that.
It's the stories of families and loyalties divided and individuals from different backgrounds attempting to navigate uncertain times. It's the story of the strife and skirmish over many years of the revolution that pitted neighbors against neighbors, friends against friends. Those loyal to the crown organized and fought against freedom for the colonies more than in any other county in New Jersey.
At the time, Governor William Livingston called Monmouth a theater of spoil and destruction. Monmouth County was truly a battleground in the cause of freedom, and when the war had been won, the people of Monmouth County gradually transitioned over to the peaceful pursuits of agriculture, commerce, and industry.
In the almost 250 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence, Monmouth County has grown and flourished to be the ideal place to live, work, and play. Monmouth County has everything. The most expansive parks and open space, our breathtaking shoreline, our beautiful towns and bustling cities, fertile acres of cultivated farmland, innovative industry and business.
Our county has grown to be the 5th most populous in the state, with over 600,000 residents. I truly believe it's the best county in the state of New Jersey. And our people have made their mark on our national landscape. Accomplished entertainers, poets, and writers, innovative inventors, government leaders, renowned judges, famous athletes, war heroes, entrepreneurs, activists, and so many more. 2026 may seem like a long way off, but we are excited to embark on the journey toward this momentous event.
Join us as we look back on the people, places, and events that have carved Monmouth County's history over the past 250 years. And as we plan our celebrations of the birth of the greatest nation on earth, 250 is coming and Monmouth County will be ready.
Huh? That was awesome.
Thank you. So that
Is
is,
Hollywood after this?
There
For
you go.
guys?
we're on the road.
There you go.
So that gives you like a little bit of an idea of how we see this. Monmouth County was so important in the Revolutionary War. But, you know, we have 250 years beyond that of amazing history here in Monmouth. And we see this not only as a way to celebrate the importance of Monmouth County in the Revolutionary War, but actually to use this event to improve our business communities, our tourism, our economic development, any way that you see fit, anything that you could utilize this event to build your community and to attract people to your community. So there's so many things that we can do with this celebration that's coming, but we decided to get started, and so we have a vision. Our committee was put together, and at the county level, we're looking to create experiences and activities that visitors and residents will talk about from years to come. We want to honor our history. We want to generate awareness and excitement about what goes on here in Monmouth County and our history. And we're looking to collaborate, as Tom said, with all of our municipalities but also our schools and our business groups and our faith groups, the arts community, anyone that we can get involved in the celebration. So we, at the county level, we started this over 6 months ago. We developed a logo, which you see here, that we are offering our towns to be able to utilize. We came up with a slogan that is Freedom's Battleground in Monmouth. And we hired our executive director. We have a website, monthnj250.org. We have all our social media channels going, and we have started email blasts to whoever's interested. But one really fun thing that we also did is we have a 250 truck.
Yes?
Tom, do you want to-
Sure, so this is something that we felt, we wanted like a roaming billboard to go throughout the county, just to start to get people's awareness of what we are creating. Go back a little bit to what Christine was saying, the resiliency, and I think Monmouth can speak a little bit more than any other county can from the Battle of Monmouth, that way back then, the resiliency that occurred here in Monmouth County follows up to current devastating times, from Sandy to 9/11, that was very much impacted here in Monmouth County. And so it kind of ties in together on why we want people to realize the history and the strength, not of course of our country, but here in Monmouth County, which has been very, very important there. But what we felt, and I tout over and over again when I speak throughout on other subjects here, is the diversity that Monmouth County has compared to probably out of the 21 counties, probably out of all 21 counties. The other 21 counties don't have the diversity, I think, that we have. We're here today in Millstone, and we know what Millstone wants. We know what Upper Freehold wants. We know what the Allentowns want. They cherish their open space and that period of time of just nature and being, free, a feeling of that, compared to going down to, say, the shore area, where they want the business climate, the activity, all that commotion going on. That is great for Monmouth County too. I think it's something that when everybody comes together with their plan, which is unique to their town, their municipality alone, and tie it into the big overall picture of what Ted will create there, it's going to be more special than any other county. That's why we thought, and I commend my commissioners, because when we brought this to them, the funding side of this was a no-brainer, because it's important. We all worry about the dollars spent there, but it's important to remember what our history is and why we're here. And we've been working together so closely on this and bringing in the stakeholders, and as Christine said before, the head of tourism, the head of economic development, the head of parks. All those areas are our stakeholders that come to every meeting, and they bring a major wealth of knowledge and history to add to what we're going to try to achieve. The park system, as we know, is going to be a tremendous part of this here, and we're working daily with Andrew Spears and his team there to make sure that everybody realizes what that means to Monmouth County.
So we're raising awareness with our 250 truck that will be in parades and festivals and fairs. We took one of the sheriff's vehicles and it was going out of service,
Yes.
and we had this beautiful design done. We can move ahead. Maybe we'll skip the sheriff's video. You'll see it another time.
Oh, okay. Oh, it started. Hold on.
that's where-
Just don't tell them.
I was gonna say it. Well, there it
You
goes.
can let it go, okay.
It's only a minute this one.
Okay, 1 minute.
Is to be a big part of that celebration. We were a big part of the Revolutionary War, and we certainly are going to be a big part in celebrating the 250th anniversary of America. Behind me here, we are looking at our repurposed communication vehicle. This truck will be at all the fairs, festivals, parades, any special occasions that we have. Generating enthusiasm, generating education. I think this will bring to light not just Monmouth County, but across the state of New Jersey, how important our role was in the Revolutionary War. and we expect it to be quite a celebration here, as Monmouth County played such a large role in the history of our country.
So we're doing these historical videos that we'll be promoting on social media and, you know, throughout our promotions. From the county level, we're looking to do oral histories, different events, a parade, a gala, all kinds of things. We can keep going. And we're encouraging all of our towns to adopt a resolution supporting the event, and thank you to Millstone for doing so.
I think we wanted
You're
it
ahead of the
first.
curve.
You are one of the
Very
first.
That's
You are
right.
one of the first.
Ahead of the curve. And we are, because I oversee the county archives, we were able to dig deep to find everything that went on in Monmouth County in 1976. So in 1976, Millstone hosted a bicentennial picnic. We didn't have a picture of that, unfortunately, but we did have a picture of Keyport's Bicentennial Parade, the Colts Neck Fireman's Fair, the Manalapan Bicentennial Fair. So if anyone here has a picture of Millstone's
They have it for you.
parade
Really?
or the picnic, we would be so happy
oh, wow.
to make that part of our archives
That would be great.
and make that part of our, you know, social media that we're doing, because we do have a lot of history at the archives.
Okay.
So one of the things we're doing is when we go to the towns, we are, you know, hoping that there are certain things that you will do. You already did the resolution. We would love it if you formed your own committee to assist with the celebrations. We'd love it if you appointed a liaison to our committee, because we will be having, you know, over the next 2 years, we'll be having meetings from time to time. We would, you know, another recommendation is to engage your own residents and businesses to become a part of whatever the celebration is going to be in Millstone. And then, of course, join us on social media and keep us posted with the things that you plan to do. Some of our governing bodies have asked us for ideas, and you may not need them, but we have a list of ideas. So one of the things that we love to tell people is, if there's a way to preserve land, you know, give that to America as a birthday present. You know, create your own communications and marketing plans. Do an oral history program in town. Mark historic properties. Host a community cleanup program, because that's a great birthday present for America also. Plan your own event, or apply a 250 theme to events that you already have going on.
So I think another huge component there that we should really emphasize is our youth, and bringing our schools as a major part of this. Because as I started this conversation off before, talking about 1976, you know, we were at that period of time, and it's something that, you know, myself and I'm sure everybody else remembers there. But we were youth at that time, and it you know, later on at the 300th birthday or something to that effect, it will be remembered by our youth, and hopefully they will carry out that tradition, which is important. And the one thing that we chose to do, Christine and myself and Ted, is to go out and have these forums and be able to come and speak to the governing bodies of the towns. Obviously, we can't get to all 53 towns. So what we did is we picked out, you know, a few towns that we're going to, and then we're going to have regional meetings. So we'll use the shore area, for example. You know, we'll have, and as you're familiar, we'll have Bradley Beach, Neptune City, Belmar, Spring Lake, Seagirt, Avon come to one central location and do this presentation too, because it's just the timing of it going to the council meetings will probably take us 2 years. So we could not go to do all of them, but it was important to come to here because of the history, and to show that we want you to be a vital part of this region of the county, to be part of this, and to, you know, come in with your own plan, and whatever you create that's unique to your town is special part of our whole overall picture. And I think that I can't emphasize enough the importance of everybody doing what they feel is right for their town. And if I truly, in the bottom of my heart, feel that if every one of our 53 municipalities just worry about what's special in their town, it will be such a success. That whole year, there will be something going on constantly. And we have some big things that we're working on overall countywide to do, some really special events. And you know, once we start breaking that out, once we get the liaisons part of those committees, I think it's going to really flourish to be something really special.
That's great. Yep.
So that is our presentation.
That's our
and
presentation.
Sorry it took a long time.
Yeah.
But, glad to have the opportunity. If you have any questions for us, let us know.
Yeah, we have several members of our Historic Commission here.
Okay.
And Doreen Polhemus.
Al, do you want Deputy Morris?
Yeah, I'm holding it right now. Doreen, can you just wait? I just want to, Deputy Mayor Morris, who's not here, is the liaison to the Historic Commission, and he just wrote something up, so I'd like to read it, real quick. He said, I want to thank Commissioner Director Tom Unknown and Monmouth County Clerk Christine Hanlon for taking the time to come here to Millstone and to help us prepare for America's 250th birthday in 2026. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here because of travel, and he just wanted to give a little background from the Millstone Township Historic Commission and Friends of Millstone are actively engaged in the preservation and promotion of registered properties within the township. Efforts continue to ensure the maintenance and safeguarding of these historic sites for the benefit of our community and everybody involved, and for future generations to enjoy and to understand. Regular assessments and collaborative initiatives are underway to uphold the integrity and significance of these properties, fostering a sense of pride and heritage within the township of Millstone. And he just gives a couple of different projects that were completed for 2023. Millstone Township Interpretive Plan, which was available and provided by the 2021 New Jersey Historic Trust Heritage Tourism Grant. Capital projects, they raised and restored a windmill donated by the Thomas Baird Homestead by the New Jersey Museum of Agriculture. Thomas Baird House Siding Restoration Phase 1. That was Monmouth County Historic Preservation Grant. 2023-2024 current projects and new projects. Interpretive signage, 6 panels. Update websites with story maps, marketing plan, and that's going to be facilitated through the 2023 NJHT Tourism Marketing Grant. Oral history program, published chapter books, celebrate reopening of the Clarksburg Cultural Center, kickoff of the 250th commemoration seminars with lectures, arts, and 12 programs going over 3 years. So they're already at work. We're already at work.
So you guys are done.
There's more.
Awesome.
They want to submit a 2024 NJHT Site Management Grant to prepare and submit for a national registration application from the Thomas Baird Homestead.
Great.
Okay, and there are capital projects, Cultural Center, Visitor Center, Monmouth County Municipal Open Space Development Grant, Bell Restoration, replication and change of the use of a one-room schoolhouse to ADA bathrooms, so we could have everybody enjoy it. Office, cycle repair station, ADA parking and sidewalks. Clarksburg Methodist Episcopal Church, listed on the state and national registries. That was provided by the New Jersey Cultural Trust to Preservation Grant. Restoration of 5 of 10 stained glass windows. And the Thomas Baird House Siding Restoration Phase 2, which was also provided by the Monmouth County Historic Preservation Grant. So we're doing all these things, but we couldn't do it without the county providing these funds to help us out, and with our open space funds, and especially the volunteers that are part of our Historic Commission, that we wouldn't be able to do anything without them. So everybody that's here and everybody that's not here, I just want to thank you for all of your input and all of the many hours that you're going to invest for this 250th celebration. Doreen, please.
I just had a quick question. Is there funding available for each township?
So we,
Historical Commission.
yes, the Historic Commission, what I've done here is basically, with the rest of my commissioners, obviously, we're working on our 2024 budget right now. We're gonna allocate a pot of money there for the committee. Now, it will sound like it's the 250 committee's money, but the 250 committee consists of all 53 towns. So our goal is to, see whatever way we're helping regions there to help them, because it would be hard for me to allocate money to every municipality there. But what we are doing is with the park system, that any grants and we talked about open space, and if you're preserving a piece of land that's very historic, okay, hopefully that's gonna be a top priority for acquisition when that comes up in front of us. And there's a few being talked about right now here in this part of region of the county as we speak now. So that's our ultimate goal there, but also to when we bring those meetings in and we hear some of the things that towns are, how we can assist them through marketing, through any type of assistance there, we can. But an official allocation, that's gonna be tough because it's kind of hard to separate what dollars we're gonna give to each 53 municipalities.
The New Jersey Historical Commission, I'm sure you know already, has a lot of grants available. There's the New Jersey State program is called Revolutionary NJ. And they have, I think their grant deadlines are coming up in March. maybe.
March for the intent letters, and then April our deadline.
Yeah, so they have a lot of available grant money, but also if you go to the federal level, there's a lot of grant money available
National
there
Park
as well.
Service.
For this, for this event. So there's money out there, it's just finding the right lane.
And what we
to
have
get
done
it
is,
from.
when we
'Cause
talk.
we're gonna be applying for grants also.
To talking about the dollars, I think, I don't want to say this for sure, I'm sure Ted probably knows this better than myself, and probably Christine too, that, when we allocated a certain amount of dollars to even hire an executive director at an early period of time, only to be a resource to you guys. Resource to the county, but also a resource to the towns, so that we can incorporate all that information and make it just one big master plan.
Any other questions?
If we wanted to use the truck at an event,
I knew that was coming. I saw a lot of faces.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Ted's gotta be with it.
100%.
He'll,
That's what it's, listen, it's everybody in this room's truck. And I make that well known throughout all the county. When you see a vehicle or any sort of equipment or something, at the end of the day, it is all of ours. It's not just Monmouth County. So you are Monmouth County, you're a taxpayer in Monmouth County, and we're gonna schedule that in 100%.
Yeah, so Ted's been going out to different events, and he's on the St. Patrick's Day Parade
Yeah.
schedule, so he'll be doing
Every weekend
that.
we'll be out.
Fairs
so.
and festivals, Millstone Day, things like that. We'll have giveaways, we're showing the videos on the truck. We actually made these, like a traveling exhibit that will hopefully be ready soon, that will be available for people to read the stories and see some interesting things that we have preserved in archives. The county archives has a lot of Revolutionary War documents that we've preserved, so we want to showcase what we have. I commend Millstone for all of those amazing things that you're already working on. You're ahead of the curve. And what I would want to say about that is that please share that with us, because we're going to have this main website, and we are going to be advertising what everybody's doing, and we're trying to put together an event schedule. So if you have things coming up, and we're trying to bring in people to the county to attend events and be a part of this, or people who live over in Bradley Beach might want to come see something going on in Millstone. We're trying to have this calendar so that at all times people know what's going on. And then of course everything you do, I would really love to preserve in archives for after, because we have this amazing collection of history from the bicentennial. I would love to have all of this other information for future generations.
And another important reason to distribute that to Ted and to the county there is, and unfortunately, some municipalities, are a little bit ahead of others when we're
Lead the
planning
way.
this. And I'm not going to say I want to shame the other municipalities into doing and to catching up, but I want to shame the other municipalities
We'll do it for you,
to
Tom.
catch up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it works. believe me, because
We'll
I
have a
have,
millstone
as
slide
Al,
in our
as you
presentation.
know, when I have those, those global calls with all the mayors, I have no problem saying to them, just let you know, Millstone's doing this, we have nothing from you, yet, and, then all of a sudden things turn around
Yeah.
there, and we get them to, step up a little there, so.
So a few things that I just want to mention, Ted and I have had at least one meeting with inviting all the historical organizations or contacts in the different towns. We have a separate meeting for that. We're having another one of those coming up, so hopefully the historians in town have heard about that meeting. And then we're having separate meetings with the municipal officials. We have one coming up in March where we've invited a lot of people. You heard the whole thing today, so, we want to invite you anyway if you feel like joining us or sending a liaison, because we'll be, sharing a lot of information, and we can have Millstone do a presentation
Yes,
at this event. We also put together an advisory group so that our historical information is correct. We are so ahead of all the other counties with all of the things that we are doing.
Aren't we
And
always?
we always are.
We are.
And we're really proud to have put together this advisory group of historians so that we're not putting out information that's incorrect, that we have the correct historical information that we're utilizing and, getting advice from this particular group.
It's gotta be
of
accurate.
historians,
Al?
yeah.
I think
So-
Pat does have some things that she wanted to add to this as well, too.
Okay.
Sure.
Did you want to add anything, Pat?
Sure. I'm very happy to say that we have a number of our members of both organizations here. We're lucky to have.
Why don't you all stand up and so we can all recognize you right now?
So we have
The whole
Robin
room.
Bruins, who is our vice president of our Friends Group, and she's also on the Historic Commission. We have Deb Thomas, who is our secretary of our Friends Group, and she's volunteered to do some of the oral history work that we're just started and kicked off. We have Doreen Lemus here, who is our township historian, and she works with us with everything. We've got over in this corner here, we've got Mark Blackwell, who supervises a lot of our construction projects for us, and he's the treasurer of the Friends Group. And then we have Kelly Scott, who unfortunately is moving out of the area soon, so we don't have her much longer. But she's
Not leaving the Friends
But
group.
she is going to stay. She's going to stay remotely connected.
There you
Okay? So she's on our Friends Group
That's
as well.
great.
And we have
Wait,
a
wait,
new
wait,
member.
hold
on.
We have
Yes.
a new member tonight
Yes.
who is going to be appointed to the Historic Preservation Commission, and that is Ed Brady here, who is joining us, and he loves the militia history, so he's going to add a lot to our
So-
projects.
Correct me if I'm wrong, on 524 and Rising Sun Road, Tavern Road, I believe the British had occupied that area of Millstone before it was Millstone. 2 days later, they went off to fight the Battle of Monmouth. 2 days after that, George Washington and his who then?
You're close.
You're close.
Okay, then correct me if I'm wrong, yeah. But it's so interesting that the British and our armies were 2 days
The
apart.
Patriots showed up 2 days later,
yeah.
but it wasn't Washington himself that showed up.
So-
It was,
Listen, if we want to say Washington's up there, we're going to
There
say.
you
he
go.
could have been in one of those tent pop-ups
Hey, hey.
around the corner. But, yeah, so they were there, and they then left and went to Englishtown, and from Englishtown, Captain David Baird led them. He was their scout, that he did escort Washington himself to the Battle of Freehold in Monmouth.
See, so
we have residents who were participating as well. We have a lot of history that we uncovered
Amazing.
doing the interpretive plan the last 2 years.
That's great.
So we have, the book is in the back, if anybody wants to take a look at the interpretive plan, it's about this thick. And then you also have back here calendars that Doreen put together with all kinds of pictures and historic blurbs about the town. You're welcome to take one, they're free. We do that once a year, we publish that and put that out. And we also have a draft interpretive panel here on the table. It's being tweaked, we're still adding, changing pictures out and changing the information on it. But there's gonna be 6 of those around town that will be telling town's history. So we have a lot going on, and,
Awesome, wow.
yeah,
That's
and
We could
awesome.
use some help.
we can always use
That's
help, so
awesome.
you can always come, let me know if you wanna help us. We have uncovered, we've uncovered some good stories that tell about the struggles to get we got our freedom, right, during the Revolutionary War, but then everybody didn't get their freedom, and we had a lot of challenges along the way over the years, women's rights, emancipation, all of these other things that came in, and we've collected a lot of those stories as well that we're going to share.
That's
So
amazing.
I think we
Great.
have a great
Awesome.
time ahead of us. If we can get enough help by everybody that lives in
Volunteers,
town,
yeah.
we are going to try to put together either a walk or a bike ride along the pathway that the soldiers took going to Freehold, because they both came through Millstone, British and the Patriots. They both came through here. Luckily, they didn't collide here, or we would have had the Battle of Monmouth right here. And I'm glad that they kind of missed each other.
We're so convinced we're doing it, the Clarksburg Cultural Center just put in the cycle repair station. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
So, right along the path, where they're already
We're
starting
getting
with
ready.
bicycle.
We're getting ready. No, this is
That's
tremendous.
awesome. That's
There
an
is a lot
awesome.
Great job.
That's an
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
Great job.
So that's what it's all about, and it's something that we're really proud of and passionate about, and I think it's going to bring Monmouth County even closer as we go through the period of time. And the good thing about it, it's not just a one-day event; it's a period of time where we're all gathering, and with the great information that Pat just presented was remarkable. And I'm not just saying it because I'm here. I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm not saying that, but we've been to a few towns, and
Yeah.
not that they weren't passionate about doing this, but no
You're in the
way
headlights.
did they have the history that you just presented. I mean, not even close there. So it's something that's proud. You know, I'm very proud to say that you guys are a vital part of what we're about to embark on. So thank you for being part of it, and let's just be together.
Continue working together.
You know what they say, it didn't happen unless it's documented.
Yeah,
So
can
I don't
you
care
guys-
if you want to join
can
in
you
with
come
the
back?
township
Sure.
committee,
Great.
absolutely,
That would be
take a
amazing.
picture, and then the historians, if you want to get ready for the second round, for the next round.
Coming up there, or?
Do we want to get these out of the way, or?
Tara.
Why don't you jump in and I'll take the picture?
Come over.
Should I move this out of the way?
Yeah, this way it's not in.
Just let
Don't
you
wanna
mark
knock anything
out
over.
here all that off.
Yeah, just watch out for that cord, don't kill yourself.
You got it.
Yeah, we gotta put you in the middle.
Yeah.
Come on, front and center, come on, you know the drill.
Come on, Ted.
Grab on.
Oops, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Get closer. All right, 1, 2, 3. Actually, can you move just a little closer to Tara?
There you go. How's
There
that?
you go. That's very nice. Just snapping away.
All right,
Okay.
historians, get up here.
You guys stay here. Can we have all of the historic commission come up? Pat, Doreen, and Mr. Brady also.
Okay. Oh, wait, where'd he go?
Where do you want it, behind there, or up in front, or where?
Jump off that.
Where are we? Robin, I went to You want us to take the order?
Come on, it's working. Oh, wait, are we in this?
Yes.
There we
Hey, Mayor, why don't
Come
you
on in.
stay
Yeah, you gotta get in here. No, come on, you gotta get in here.
No, we're going this way. You guys got it.
All right, should we move down?
Yeah, should we move down and balance it out? You guys stay in the middle.
I got to stay in the
Guys,
middle.
come.
You need to go front. Come on down. Oh,
Hey,
boy.
watch
Okay.
that.
Some of you on that side, some on
I
this
think it's
side.
gonna have to be a double row. I don't think
All
we're
right,
gonna
we
make
guys, you
it.
think I got a
Get
chance?
in there,
Gotta
too
make
close.
it tight.
Come on.
Gotta make it tight.
Everybody in?
No,
Mark's hiding over
Yeah,
the
I think we're
corner.
in
Who's
now,
tall?
if they can get it. We're gonna have to do a panoramic.
Yeah.
You can always zoom in on your own picture.
Okay. All right,
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for coming. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Sure, thanks for having us.
Thank you for spearheading this. This is amazing.
We'll talk about it, we'll talk to Sean about it. Yeah, because, well, I just want, because he'll get it.
I have pictures of
Yeah, let's talk about it.
my grandmother made bonnet. We had our own parade. I remember all that. So, yeah.
Let's talk about it, and then we go.
I mean, I don't see why not.
We work together.
You should tell everybody what you're doing.
Yeah.
You want to make an announcement
About the EMS?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so you want to say?
Just, if I could have everybody's attention, Director Tom Unknown came up with an idea, and he made it materialize with the help of his co-commissioners, and he came up with a regional emergency medical services program, a regional EMS program to support and aid local municipalities' backlog of medical calls. When you call 911, you need somebody there right away. And if the municipality has 2 or 3 ambulances and they're already being used, well, what happens when the 4th person calls and you need an ambulance? So Director Tom Unknown came up with this plan, and he'll give you a little background.
So it was never to replace our volunteer service, and you know, I had to sell that when we went into dispatching. Now, fortunate enough here in Monmouth County, unlike any other county, we have a sheriff that is about as versed as probably anybody in the state of New Jersey in EMS, as his former career was. So, and he actually started this program in a municipality that he was in years and years ago. That was Tom's River. So him and I worked very closely with putting this plan together, and all it was to be a supplement to our municipalities, because let's face it, people work during the day. The educational component has been very difficult to keep up with the certifications there. So what we did is we piloted a program right now. We just purchased the building in Fort Monmouth, the former Fort Monmouth Firehouse. So we purchased that building. We've just purchased 4 ambulances, and we now have started to answer calls in that region. Now, when I say so, and what we're covering right now is Eatontown, Oceanport, Tinton Falls, Colts Neck, Shrewsbury, and Monmouth Beach. We are not there supplementing, but when that call goes off, all we're asking the first aides to do is, hey, tell us, guys, we might need your help today. In there, and we're there. Our response time, we are answering a tremendous amount of calls and very supportive of those municipalities there. And we've hired 40, we were about to hire 40 EMTs. We probably have on board now somewhere around the 24 are already on board now and are already actively working. This is not for to sit in a first aid building in our firehouse. These vehicles are strictly on the road, just circling the road around there. Our response time, and we probably answered. We started, I think it was 3 weeks ago. We went live, and our response time is averaging 5 minutes and 20 seconds to a call there. And every call. Ironically, I have to say just a funny story because of, and I credit the sheriff on this. He is very demanding on how his staff, basically operates there and being out on the road. Our first call on that Monday morning, and I don't know if it was the 12th or the week before, the 5th, that we started live. We were driving down a road in Oakhurst, New Jersey. Now, Oakhurst in Monmouth County, and the call went off. We were very coincidental. We were right in front of the house there. We answered the call in 21 seconds. So people thought we're like, these guys are good. And now we said we are not going to be able to live up to that. But ironically, the police department, Ocean Township Police Department, called the sheriff and our 911 and say, can you give us a little information on what call you just answered? Because you were gone before we got there. But to piggyback on that, all we're going to do now is, I think, and we leave this up to the sheriff's jurisdiction there because he knows better. I mean, listen, I'm a firm believer of do what you know, and you know, don't try to get involved in things that you don't. Just have the right people there, and we have the right people in the sheriff's whole department is very versed. But, you know, so our goal is now to move to another region of the county that's struggling. Looks like, if you were to look at it right now, it's probably the Bay Shore is struggling, answering calls with the volunteer base there, so we're moving there. Our ultimate goal is to be in every region of the county to help. That's all we're there to do. We are not there to replace. And we meet with the first aides and let them know, and please jump on a vehicle with us. And you know, the one thing about the county and our sheriff, when we purchase things right there, and they're just state of the art. And as you can see from our 250 truck there, but so it's something that we're very proud of, and you know, and it's all about public safety, and it goes back to the dollars because there's a cost factor. The taxpayers will be paying for this. I have, you know, and I don't try to sugarcoat that at all. But at the end of the day, can you put a value on this safety here and the health and safety of this? You can't. I mean, each and every one of us, when that day, God forbid, that we would have to need that service, we want that call answered there for whether it's a relative or ourselves. So we're committed. We're committed to do it and continue to move and help the municipalities as much as possible. So we're just something that we're really proud of. But I have to give 99% of the credit to Sheriff Golden there. You know, we're there to fund it and support it, but what he has put together it's beyond words. The state-of-the-art type of facility that he put together. So that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
See you.
Have a good night.
Thank you very much.
I live on the other
Oh,
side of town.
sorry.
I got a long line.
All right, thank you. Yep.
Okay,
Okay, now we gotta get back to work.
yes.
Are you
So-
ready?
Yes. So the next portion of our meeting is the correspondence portion. If you could just read number one and just pause for a bit.
Sure, and I just was informed that the date is gonna change. So resignation letter received from Kelly Scott, Open Space Chairperson, effective April 1st, 2024 now.
Thank you. Kelly, can you come up, please? No, you can't leave. This is Kelly Scott. She's our chairperson of our Open Space Committee, and she's been doing a phenomenal job for how many years now? 7 years. And unfortunately, fortunately, she's getting on to another phase of her life, and she's retiring or resigning from our open space, and it's a big loss. So I'm sorry to see you go, but I wanted to acknowledge everything that you've done for the past 7 years, for the clam bakes, and, you know, continuing.
I'm still doing them because I'm a friend of the Bear House.
Yes, so I just wanted to acknowledge you publicly.
I'm still here.
So thank you very much for everything that you've done.
Thank
So,
you. Thanks for giving me Jeff and Eric.
Thanks, Cal.
Thank you.
now you can go.
Thank you, Cal.
Thanks, bye-bye. Okay.
All right, under correspondence, a letter received from Monmouth County Historical Commission dated January 23rd, 2024, announcing a grant award of $10,000 for the Baird House siding Phase 2. Ordinances, second reading and public hearing. Ordinance 2404. Ordinance authorizing purchase of property located at Cars Tavern Road and known as Block 60.02, lots 3.02, 11.01 through 11.06, 14.01, 14.02, 19, 22, 23, and 24.
Thank you. Explanatory statement. This ordinance provides for the purchase by the Township of Millstone of the property located at Cars Tavern Road and known as Block 60.02, Lot 3.02, Lot 11.01 through 11.06, Lots 14.01, 14.02, Lots 19, 22, 23, and 24. Affidavit of publication is presented. I'd like to open it up to the public.
At 8:52,
Thank you. Anybody like to come up and speak regarding this particular situation? Yeah, we'll open it up to the public for other things. Okay, being that there's nobody coming up, I'd like to close it to the public.
8:52.
Okay. Like the motion to adopt the table?
I understand that there's going to be an amendment to the ordinance to remove lots 14.01 and 14.02 from the purchase or acquisition. The ordinance title as amended will read, Ordinance authorizing purchase of property located at Cars Tavern Road and known as Block 60.02, lots 3.02, 11.01 through 11.06, 19, 22, 23, and 24. All references to lots 14.01 and 14.02 will be removed from the amended ordinance, including the first two whereas clauses as well as the explanatory statement. And with that being said, is there a motion to amend the ordinance 2404 to reflect the removal of lots 14.01 and 14.02?
Do I have a motion?
I'll move to adopt.
Motion moved to adopt by Committeeman Ziner. Do I have a second?
It's
It's a motion to amend
To amend.
ordinance
Motion to amend.
2404.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Committeewoman Zabrowski, second. Roll call?
Are we allowed to discuss this now?
Sure.
Is that just a clerical error
Yes.
that was made?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
But any substantive change to an ordinance will require, as I said, if this motion to amend passes, it will then be further considered for final passage at the next meeting on March 6th.
Okay, thank you.
Roll call I'm going to do.
Yes.
Committee Person Davis.
Yes,
This is to amend, remember.
Yes.
yes.
Committee Person Zabrowski.
Yes.
Committee Person Ziner.
Yes.
Mayor Farah.
Yes.
Okay, so the second reading and public hearing is now scheduled for March 6, 2024, at 8 p.m. at 215 Millstone Road, Millstone Township, 08535.
Thank you.
All right,
Resolution?
so now we're on to resolution 24-82, resolution to adopt temporary emergency appropriations number 1.
Motion to adopt the table?
I'll make the motion to adopt.
Thank you, Committeeman Davis. Motion, first motion, second motion, please.
I'll second.
Committeeman Ziner, second motion. Roll call?
Committee Person Zabrowski.
Yes.
Committee Person Ziner.
Yes.
Committee Person Davis.
Yes,
Mayor Farah.
Yes.
Okay, consent resolutions. All matters listed under item consent agenda are considered routine by the Township Committee and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There'll be no separate discussion on these items. If discussion is desired of any item, that item will be considered separately. 24-83, payment of vouchers, February 21st, 2024. 24-84, resolution authorizing the County of Monmouth Mosquito Control Division to conduct aerial mosquito control operations within the Township of Millstone. 24-85, a resolution authorizing participation in the LEAP implementation grant. 24-86, resolution authorizing issuance of a new club license to Loyal Order of Moose Jackson Lodge, number 1459. 24-87, resolution of the Township of Millstone, County of Monmouth, opposing Assembly Bill number 4, Senate Bill number 50, which proposes to overhaul the Fair Housing Act, FHA, in a way that imposes unrealistic obligations with unrealistic deadlines based upon erroneous standards. 24-88, resolution authorizing payment to vendors to implement the Monmouth County Historical Commission 2024 Preservation Grant, Baird House Siding Phase 2, 2024-09. 24-89, resolution supporting the Millstone Derby for the Millstone Township Foundation for Educational Excellence, MTFEE, and Parent Teacher Organization, PTO, and allowing for the event to be held at Millstone Park. 24-90, resolution appointing a one-time temporary employee, Craig Weltner. 24-91, resolution authorizing the continued membership with Sourcewell, a national purchasing cooperative, and authorizing a contract through Sourcewell to Verizon Connect for a fleet management system. 24-92, resolution authorizing the award of a contract through competitive contracting process for Millstone Township's Heritage Tourism and Marketing Plan, Clarksburg Cultural Center grand reopening, and 250th celebration with GIS story maps. 24-93, resolution authorizing release of performance guarantees for Scanelli Properties 434 LLC, Block 18.02, lots 3, 4, and 5, site plan number PB 20-06. 24-94, resolution authorizing the award of a non-fair and open contract for professional services to Gerard Stankowitz of Samuel Klein and Company, LLP, to prepare the 2023 annual financial statement and annual debt statement. 24-95, resolution directing tax collector to cancel real estate taxes on Block 12, Lot 20.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the table.
I'll make the motion to adopt.
Thank you, Committeeman Davis. First motion. Second motion, please.
I'll second.
Committeewoman Zabrowski, second. Roll call.
Committeeperson Zabrowski?
Yes.
Committeeperson Ziner?
Yes.
Committeeperson Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Farah.
Yes.
Reports from various departments for January 2024. Tax collector, $2,945,739.43. Clerk's report, $4,461. Dog license, $3,846. Municipal court, $7,221. Recreation for December was $575.24. And recreation report for January, $1,652.25. Construction, $31,066. COA, $1,817. And also included is the 2024 interest revenue.
Thank you. May I have a motion to file?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Committeeman Davis. Second, please.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Township Committee minutes, regular meeting minutes, February 7th, 2024.
Have a motion to adopt the table?
I move to adopt.
Thank you. Committeeman Ziner, motion first. Second, please.
I'll second.
Committeewoman Zabrowski, second. Roll call.
Committeeperson Zabrowski?
Yes.
Committeeperson Ziner?
Yes.
Committeeperson Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Farah.
Yes.
Executive meeting minutes, February 7th, 2024.
Motion to adopt the table?
I move to adopt.
Thank you. Committeeman Ziner, first motion. Second motion, please.
I'll second it.
Committeeman Davis, second. Roll call.
Committeeperson Zabrowski?
Yes.
Committeeperson Ziner?
Yes.
Committeeperson Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Farah.
Yes.
Appointments to be made by the mayor.
Thank you. Mayor's appointment to the Millstone Township Historic Preservation Commission. Be it resolved by the Mayor of the Township of Millstone that Edward Brady is hereby appointed Class C member of the Millstone Township Historic Preservation Commission to fulfill the unexpired term of Jolene Conoscenti, term expiring December 31st, 2025. Be it further resolved by the Mayor of the Township of Millstone that Lauren Cummings is hereby appointed alternate member number 2 of the Millstone Township Historic Preservation Commission for a 2-year term commencing January 1st, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2025. Be it further resolved that a copy of this appointment be forwarded to the Millstone Township Historic Preservation Commission and to the appointees. I hereby certify the foregoing to be a true copy of the appointment made by the Mayor of the Township of Millstone at its meeting of February 21st, 2024. And thank you for your volunteerism.
Application for a parade demonstration public assembly permit, Cars and Coffee of New Jersey Car Show. Sunday, car shows to take place on 4/28, 5/19, 6/30, 7/14, 7/28, 8/11, 8/25, 9/15, 9/29, 10/6, 10/20, from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Wright Drive in the Moto Industrial Park. Has received permission from association.
Thank you. Motion to approve the table?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Thank you. Motion by Committeeman Davis. Second, please.
I'll second.
Committeeman Ziner, second. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Application for a social affairs permit. Millstone Township Elks PBOE numbers 2613, filed for a social affairs permit for an event to be held on March 23rd, 2024, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at 27 Burnt Tavern Road.
Motion to approve the table?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Committeewoman Zabrowski, motion. I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Application for a raffle license. Loom number 1459 Jackson Lodge, RA number 317, yearly pull tab raffle to be held from March 10, 2024 through March 9, 2025 at the Jackson Moose Lodge, 560 Monmouth Road, Millstone, New Jersey.
Thank you. Motion to approve a table?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Committeewoman Zabrowski, first motion. Second motion, please.
I'll second. Go ahead.
Committeeman Ziner, second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Loom number 1459 Jackson Lodge, RA number 318, 50/50 raffle to be held weekly from March 10, 2024 through March 2nd, 2025 at the Jackson Moose Lodge, 560 Monmouth Road.
Thank you. Motion to approve a table?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Committeeman Davis, first motion. Second motion, please.
I'll second.
Committeeman Ziner, second motion. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Liaison reports?
Go first.
Sure.
Seniors had their meeting this past Tuesday. Kevin actually came up with a good idea to start offering like painting or something along those lines. Wouldn't be strictly for seniors. Oops,
Bring it
sorry.
closer. Thank you.
It wouldn't be strictly for seniors, it would be open to everybody. We were gonna try and put something together through the rec department, but we've been looking into companies to come in and offer the painting classes. So I think it's a good start to get some more activities going for
Does
the
that
seniors.
include wine?
No, no.
I'm joking.
And I actually pitched it to them last Tuesday, and they were really excited to have something other than bingo over there, so I think it'll be good.
Good. Okay. Thank you for that.
The Board of Education, the Allentown High School Spring Musical of Les Miserables performances will be Thursday, February 22nd through Saturday, February 24th at 7 p.m. at the Allentown High School. You can buy tickets at the door if you haven't already bought them. The Millstone Middle School performances of The Little Mermaid will be Saturday, March 2nd and Sunday, March 3rd at 2 p.m. at the Millstone Performing Arts Center. And Planning Board meeting is tomorrow night.
Thank you. Eric?
Yes. I'm glad we have a big crowd today because I want to tell everybody that April 13th is our annual stream cleanup, and sponsored by the Environmental Commission and the Stony Brook Watershed. And what we do is we go along the stream corridors in Millstone and pick up a bunch of garbage so it doesn't get in our streams. So it's from 9 to 12. We meet right here. So we'd love for everyone to come out and help us keep Millstone's water bodies in Millstone clean. On another note, just for the community that's here, the Environmental Commission also does monthly water testing of various water bodies in Millstone, and I'm proud to say that everything is looking good. We have no issues, so just want to alert everybody to that. Our last Environmental Commission meeting, we had Claire Walsh from the Watershed, Millstone's Stony Brook Watershed. They are helping communities with various environmentally sensitive projects. One of the things that they're chairing is, or promoting and would help basically organize, is invasive species removal. So various invasive species are around bamboo and not arborvitae, I forget the other name right now, but so it's important to keep these areas free of that so we don't get over infested with invasive species. So they're going to help us. We're going to look around the park areas to see if there's any areas we can address with that. So that's coming up. And what else do I have here? Oh, also, they will help us. One of the items that we're working on is putting a community rain garden together. And a rain garden is used to, it's one of the ways everyone could control stormwater runoff in a natural way. So we're looking to find a public place in maybe one of our parks to put one in and educate the community how and everyone could contribute and put their own rain garden in.
I also have a scout that is going for his Eagle badge, and he'd like to put one in Millstone too. So
Oh,
I've
that'd
told
be-
him to start researching, what is the best place and where, and we try to work with him as well.
That'd be great. All right, and that's from the Environmental Commission. From the Shade Tree, the township just has completed a street tree inventory. We've inventoried just about all the trees in Millstone that go along the streets and categorized them and by species. We've also identified some ones that are in poor condition that need to be addressed. So that's been completed, and we're working on a plan to do that. Also, the Shade Tree is working on a landscaping plan in conjunction with Kevin for the Millstone Park, especially around the new trail that was put in, the extended trail. So we're working on that. And last thing, I just wanted to recognize Mary Ann Hayesy. She's the new board secretary for the Shade Tree, and she's doing a great job. So I wanted to acknowledge her at this time. So that's my report.
Yep, I'll be quick. The Ag Committee is putting together their spring newsletter for the township, to be published sometime mid-April.
Talk to the mic.
I can't hear you,
Nope. Sorry about that. The Ag Committee is putting together their spring newsletter, to be printed around mid-April. They're collecting articles now and ready to be sending to the printing press. And the only other thing is the next open space meeting will be held on February 29th, right here in this building.
Thank you. I have several things to say. This is the time of year that the Veterans Council is going to get together and start planning and organizing the Memorial Day Parade. And like every year, we try to bring all the residents out, involve children and, motorcycles and cars and everything else to make it just that grandiose, to say thank you to our veterans for all the sacrifices that they provided for us, for our freedoms. So please, if you can mark down your calendars and join us for that day. There'll be a lot more information as we get closer to that day. But if you could come out and support them, it's a very enjoyable, parade. Then after that, there's a ceremony, and then, it's just, it's a nice time to say thank you to our veterans. I meet regularly with our fire department and EMS. They consistently do a great job. Their response time, like Director Arnone said, is not quite as high as 5 minutes. It's much lower. So if you do call 911, you're going to get a much quicker response here in Millstone than 5 minutes. So I want to thank the fire department for that. And I'm also second liaison to DPW, and I'm constantly meeting with the employees and the people in charge of DPW. Matter of fact, there's a crew chief in the back. If KJ Surgeon could stand up. And he is responsible for cleaning your roads when we have, snowstorms and, in inclement weather, when we have storms and, roads are blocked. They go out and they cut it down and open up the roads. So this way, you guys are safe when you're driving. And that's all attributed to him. And him and his crew do a fantastic job. So thank you very much for that. And that's about it as far as liaison reports. New business, Administrator?
Well, before that, I'd actually like to acknowledge the Moose Lodge that actually, a year ago, they came here asking for your permission to open up a lodge, and tonight you finally had a chance to vote on it. And it
Okay.
wasn't through their fault or the township committees, but the tape ad of Trenton took a long time. So I just want to congratulate them and welcome them to Millstone. So.
Then I open it up and invite you for Memorial Day.
Absolutely.
And you guys could be part of it. You could have a banner and, promote the lodge.
Have a
and-
barbecue.
Yeah, there you go. So.
There we go.
Yeah, that would be great. If you know anybody who's, we're big with the motorcycles and, classic cars and vintage cars. So if you know anybody who has that, please let them know. There's a form to fill out, so that this way, when we do the parade route, they could, line up in the proper sequence. So but we'll get all of that out to you.
It
We'll
usually
let you
starts
know.
in, basically in Millstone Park and then goes down to where the municipal building is. So it's a fairly short parade.
Yeah. So, but it's fun.
I'll be there.
Appreciate it.
All right, for new business, so you know, I guess I've been here for about 4 years, and over the last 2 years, there's been, almost 2 years, there's been quite a few calls, complaints, and issues regarding the New Jersey Mentor facility on Dugan's Grove. And over the last couple of years, there's been different reasons, different excuses, but it's been carrying on, you know, way too long. Not including police and other, you know, response. EMS and fire had over 22 calls over the last 2 years. So obviously there's an issue. 2 years ago, I believe the management had changed. There's a gentleman that was living there, had moved on, and I don't know how many other people have gone through after that. But obviously it's not being run up to the standards that I expect, or the township expects, and obviously a lot of the residents and expect. So I've reached out to the Department of Children and Family Services, and they've actually are doing an investigation on what's been going on. They get reports from the facility, and they've gotten reports from outside. So they're probably, they are under the same assumption I am. It's not up to standards. So they didn't actually get a chance to get invited for tonight. It would be short notice. The facility also was asked, and they thought it was too short notice. So our next township committee meeting is going to be March 6th, and both groups had said that they will be here to attend. So you'll still get a chance to have whatever you want to say today, but I'm just saying that the state is doing an investigation, so they won't, I don't know how long it takes. Will they have results in 2 weeks, or, you know, whatever that is in date time? I don't know, but they're getting there. So we'll see.
I just want Brian to clarify a few
Yeah.
things, please.
Well, I believe that the facility is licensed by a state agency,
Correct.
which you're investigating, so they are under the jurisdiction of the state agency, as the administrator alluded to, so the township is well aware of the issues, has notified the state agency as jurisdiction over them. So the township is doing everything within their power, but again, they are a certain facility that's licensed by the state. So that's why Kevin had referenced that he contacted the agency.
Thank you. Anything else, Kevin?
No, so I don't know if you can open it to the public now, but there will be a chance on March 6th that they'll have it as well.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. So are we done with your comments?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I actually got one more comment. Pop wants to wish his grandson a happy 2-year-old birthday.
Oh, you? Hey, congratulations. Good for you. Okay, any old business? Okay, any comments from the dais? Okay, at this point, I'd like to open it up, privilege of the floor to the public.
9:15.
Okay, if anybody comes up, please state your name, full name, and address. And if you could speak into the mic, please.
Is that green light on?
Yes, it is.
How you doing? PJ Campbell, 7 Dugan's Grove Road.
I'm sorry, PJ?
Campbell, like you
Campbell.
see, yeah.
You can take that off, it's removed. There you go.
7 Dugan's Grove Road.
You can hold it.
32-year resident. Mayor, committee men and women. Kevin, thank you. That we didn't know if anything was getting done. Some years ago when the people lost the home and the bank bought it and the mentors were doing the construction, my neighbor and I were outside and we met one of the supervisors. He took us in, he told us what it was all about. He said they were for children who had parental problems, gives them a chance to have a normal life while their family's getting help, and then they slowly reunite. That's a beautiful thing. And we were, it was something good. And they moved in the fall, and it was Christmas Eve. Me and my wife went by that one, and there was no Christmas tree. Kids were all there. So we went out. I bought 2 balls of every kind and some wiffle ball and bat. We just put it on the porch, and I just put a note, Merry Christmas, 7. We're 7 Dugan's Grove. So 2 days later, the housewoman who took care of the boys marched. They were young kids. They were about 12 or 13 years old. She marched them over to my house. They all made little cards, and they thanked us. That's a beautiful thing. That place has slowly gone downhill big time. I've witnessed 4 kids run away from that home 4 times. Someone's gonna get hit by a car, 'cause our road gets a little busy, and you can switch lanes. They ride bikes, unsupervised. they play basketball, they get in fights. I was eating dinner one night, the supervisor and one of the boys were rolling around, wrestling, fighting on my neighbor's lawn. Please, he's got to help us out with this. It started out as something good, it's going bad. And before there's a fatality there with one of these kids, I know that you're saying the state governs it, but please, if it comes before your desk, help us out. I live on Dugan's Grove, it's the northernmost part of Millstone. I'm there 32 years, I raised my 3 daughters through the school system. We fought a lot in our area, and you'll see everybody that come up, we're all there a long time, we're a close-knit group. You tried to put a crusher on us, we got together, we got a lawyer, we fought the crusher back in like 94. You're trying to put that warehouse there, you know, we'll fight that too, but this is gonna be, someone's gonna get hurt, and the safety is, you know, has to be addressed. Thank you.
Just to clarify, it's not us that is putting a warehouse there.
I know, we're gonna fight that too. We've been having our battles there. It's a little part of town that people don't realize exists. Some people think we're part of Englishtown, which we were, post office wise originally in '92, Manalapan, but we're part of Millstone, environmentally concerned, like it says on the sign. And, you know, we're a close-knit group. Nobody sells every 5 years. We've all been there a very long time. That's what Millstone's all about. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I mean, as we indicated, generally speaking, community residents for these services are licensed by the state, so.
Anybody else? Please? Please state your first name, last name, and address.
My name is Abdul Smith. I'm an unofficial resident. I've been at that group home, spent a lot of hours there for the past 6 years.
And what's the address, please?
8 Dugan's Grove Road.
Thank you.
Like he said, it has gone downhill. The supervision and the people in charge now, they don't know what they're doing, and it's led to a lot of issues within the group home. I've voiced my issues and concerns over the past year. That's when new management was hired. They don't seem to care about the kids. I graduated from Temple in 2013, and for the past 10 years, I've been working with kids. I love working with kids. For my first 5 years, I enjoyed working there, but 2023 was a disaster there with the kids and with management. They just don't come around. They don't do what they're supposed to do. They don't do what previous management was doing, and they don't seem to have genuine interest in the kids. Like he's saying, the kids run around. The kids do all types of things. They're unsupervised. They cut a lot of the staff members who were there previously, and they're hiring people who have no or little to no experience at all. It's come to my understanding that staff members are now having sex on the shift while the kids are there. I observed staff members drunk, high on the shift. They're not being punished, and so there's no supervision with the kids. And it's very sad. I've complained to management throughout the past year. They suspended me. They retaliated against me and suspended me. So I've been on administrative leave for the past 20 weeks.
Do you have copies of those complaints?
Of some of the complaints that I've made to, through text messages. And I've complained that kids are getting sexually abused. They don't do anything about it. And I've been the one to call DCP&P and the state to try to inform because I don't know what else to do. If I'm complaining to management, they hide the investigations that they do. They do barely little to nothing when they do an investigation. Everything is kind of to cover it up, to make them look like they're doing the right thing, and to keep it hidden from the public. And it's really sad because I have a child of my own, and some of the parents have complained. I've done the best that I can do, but right now it's just like it's a nightmare, and I don't know what else to say. But I hear the complaints from the neighbors, and I'm just trying to do the right thing. I've reached out.
If you have some of those complaints and some screenshots or whatever,
Yeah.
you know how to get a hold of me if you want to maybe email them to me, so I can make sure that the state has them as well.
Okay, it's been, but I'll say primarily this year is when everything kind of went downhill. They hired new management, I would say January. We voiced some of our concerns in a staff meeting in February.
It's February 23.
23, okay. And the staff members who voiced those complaints, we were kind of retaliated against. They tried to suspend or terminate a lot of us. So now the people that they're hiring, they just really don't know what they're doing, and it's a shame for the kids, and it's a shame for the people in this community.
So do you have a case number when you called the state? And who you spoke to and the date and time?
I'm not sure. reached out to DCP&P. I'm not sure.
If you could look through your records of your phone and.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
come
I
up-
have a lot of things that I can submit to you guys to show you, like the proof and the complaints that are being made. They just don't get handled by my superiors.
Yeah, listen, anything that you can aid us with.
Yeah.
To show the state of what's going on behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Can only help us help them.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, and I agree.
Yeah, anything you can provide, please, get it to Kevin.
Okay, we'll do.
Thank you very much.
All right, no
Thank you
problem.
for stepping up.
Thank you.
Good evening. Jeff Clark, 11 Dugan's Grove. I think, if you remember, I spoke to you about this on December 6th.
Yep.
I'm a 32-year resident and raised my 3 sons next to the guy with the 3 daughters, Mr. Campbell and Mrs. Campbell. Yeah, since I talked to you on the 6th, it's been a zoo. That's all I can tell you. It's I don't know why. I don't know if I told you the last time I had called one of the bosses. I think her name was Mrs. Kudis. She works for.
Kudis.
I'm sorry?
And Miss Andrea Kudis.
Andrea Kudis, thank you. And when I talked to her, I don't know if I told you this at the last meeting, but I was explaining to her how the kids are running around on the street. And these cars are zooming by these kids. I mean, they're on the side of the street and they're like darting. And all she said to me was, we have a right to be there. I said, Miss, we're not saying you don't have a right to be there. The problem is these kids' safety. And she just couldn't care less. So, it was all about their right to be there. So I just want to let you know it's been at least 10 calls since I saw you December 6th. I think one kid tried to burn the house down on Super Bowl Sunday. I don't know if did you hear about that, Kevin, at all?
You can't talk about individual cases and kids and
Well, I
stuff
could.
like that.
I'm just telling you.
There's been.
No, I'm not saying the kids, someone
There's
did.
been 6 calls since the
Okay,
turn of the year.
But there was a fire in the vents in the house on Super Bowl Sunday. But just letting you know.
It's appreciated.
And this is the gentleman, you can come up if you want, I'm done. Patrick June. When they first started, he was the guy in charge and we had a good rapport, but let him speak. Thank you. Thank you.
Name is Patrick June.
I'm sorry, could you spell your last name?
Jeune, French. I'm still the program supervisor.
Excuse me.
I'm out on leave. That is true. I was there with my wonderful neighbors for 11 years. I believe that I did a remarkable job. I was invited to talk about some of the concerns in terms of what happened in terms of after I left.
Excuse me, when did you leave? About 2 years ago?
Yes. The concern that we have new directors. As a director, there are certain policies directors are supposed to follow. For example, they're supposed to have monthly supervision with the supervisor and the program therapist. If a director is working for 5 days, each day that director is supposed to be in that home, monitoring the kids, listening to the kids, observing the kids, observing the flow of the program, make sure that the staff has the necessary trainings that's needed in order to provide the necessary to make sure that those kids are safe, that everything is up to par. What I've observed was a lot, if we're having a staff meeting, a director would have that meeting as they're driving. That means you're not taking notes. That means lack of caring. That means that there's no follow-up. As a program supervisor, some of the things that they are experiencing now is kids are going home for therapeutic leave. It's like a home visit. When they come back, they're supposed to properly be searched. Ask them to empty out their pockets. some of those kids are bringing back drugs. If you're a child and you're taking psychotropic medication and then you have drug in your system, policy state that child is supposed to go to the hospital, the doctor is supposed to be informed, that child is supposed to be clear before they can resume taking their psychotropic medication. That situation is not happening. Program directors are supposed to make sure they are in the home physically at least once or twice a week, not just driving by. And when I talk to the staff member, the last time they saw a program director is maybe 2 months ago, only when something happened. You have situation as a program supervisor where I had to remove a loaded gun in the home. So that means if you have a child that's taking a psychotropic medication, they're unstable, you have a loaded gun, so you're talking about every staff in the home, every child in the home, and everybody else in the community. Directors are supposed to have they're supposed to attend the monthly meetings to be able to get a view, to be able to determine what training is needed, how that child is doing, how is that staff is doing, how the program supervisor is doing, how the program therapist is doing, because the director has to be involved. My issue was the program directors are working from home. So which means not only the insult, if there is a meeting, we're expecting Zoom, we're expecting the director to be taking notes, and then we're expecting follow-up things that needs to be improved. If we're having a meeting and then you're driving and I can hear noise in the background and every staff member can tell that you're driving, you're in your car, and then there's no follow-up, this is where everything starts going wrong. I've had complaints of parents complaining to me that their children are not receiving the proper treatment they're supposed to be receiving. I filed a complaint with the 800, and I have all documentation. This can't be accepted. We have to make sure that when we're dealing with children that have been abused, and this is the conversation that I had with you in the beginning, when we're dealing with children that have been abused, it's important to make sure that we're following up, we're doing all the right thing. And then there was a disagreement with me and management, so therefore, I didn't want to be part of what they were doing. I decided to step away. And then from the moment I stepped away, that's when it is accurate that you have staff member that works the overnight, drinking, smoking, bringing their girlfriends. Imagine I'm a parent, my child is in treatment, and then you have a staff member that's being sexually inappropriate, not with the child, with somebody outside coming in. That's totally inappropriate. It is inappropriate when medications, and the state should be able to verify that, medication not being prescribed properly. For example, if I am a doctor and I write a prescription, let's say that child is supposed to take Ritalin, 20 milligrams. The doctor drop off the script. Once you have consent, that medication is supposed to be filled immediately. When the doctor come again the following month, the medication has not been even went to the pharmacy, so therefore that child is missing that medication. Now, all those things are happening. One, the director has to make sure they're in the home, the program supervisor, the program therapist, everybody has to be able to work together to make sure that the children are receiving the highest level of services. When I was there, I have experience as a basketball coach, and some of the neighbors know that. 2 of my daughters went to Rutgers under Coach Vivian Stringer. My son was a McDonald All-American. I've been doing this for 30 years. When I was there, I make sure that every single thing was done properly. I make sure I follow policies and procedures. That's not what's happening now. And this is a discussion that we had with the directors, And I apologize to my neighbors because I did tell them that I would stay there and retire, but the directors made the situation so toxic, I felt that for my sake, I felt that I had to step away. Anybody has questions for me?
Like I asked.
Yes, I have asked for me as a program supervisor. I did file a complaint with the Division of Civil Rights. And that situation is being investigated as we speak.
Okay.
And I have all the documentation, which I can forward to you as soon as tomorrow.
Do you have his contact info?
I will get it as I'm leaving.
Okay.
And I have the complaint, the first complaint from the hotline. I have the complaint from the state, names, number, who I spoke to. I have the original documentation when I wrote to the directors, spelled out all those concerns. And then the final was the civil rights lawsuit that New Jersey Mint was currently dealing with.
So that'd be different.
Yes.
Right. So what you just stated, all the deficiencies that are going on, you have that written out? That's perfect. Yeah, if you could get that over to our administrator, that would
Yes.
facilitate the process on our side to have the state come in and oversee what's going on.
Most definitely.
Thank you. It's an email, or if you happen to be in the area, you can drop it off.
You'll have everything by
Thank you
tomorrow.
very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Good evening, Ron Miola, I'm at 2 Dugan's Grove Road. Every morning I'm out walking that road with my dog at 6 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes there's 2 cars in that parking lot, sometimes there's 5. For a while, there was a panel truck sitting in the parking lot for a couple weeks. So there must be a minimum of how many people, adults, should be there per child. Big question. I think we need to get an independent investigator in there instead of having the state investigate a state-run place. I think that would be more appropriate for what we're looking at. There's a big bay window out there. For about 3 or 4 weeks and stuff, 2 of the panels were busted out of there. And it was
This is 5 or 6 months.
okay. And they were covered up with boards and stuff, so it was kind of like really rooting the neighborhood as far as what was going on. The garbage that goes out there and stuff, I'm not even going to get into the nutritional component of what these kids should be eating, but what's left on the ground after the garbage gets picked up, if it does get picked up from them. I think they need to look at the nutritional components of what these kids are getting. Nutrition is real important for the developing minds that are going on in there. If they've got issues going on, then they definitely need to have proper nutrition, fruits, vegetables, and everything else, not packaged foods that are easy to prepare. Let's see what else. Bay window, oh, okay. For a while there was some individual that decided he could burn out with his hot car that was there. So that was up and down the street for a couple of weeks that was going on. And those are just some of the few things that I can think of on the top of my head and all. But the neighborhood was relatively quiet, relatively safe. And now we're not sure about how relatively safe it is if somebody's bringing a gun back with them, if somebody's bringing drugs back and all. You know, it's a quiet community. Millstone Township is incredible, and that's how we want to keep it. Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm not from Dugan, so if anyone else.
Yeah. Anybody else would like to speak about Dugan's?
Yeah, no. Different issues.
Hi, I'm Sean Cox from 1 Dugan's Grove Road. I live right on the corner. I got your tree stuff too, take down some trees. I'll take care of that soon. I see a lot of kids, I've been a lifetime resident. My dad built the house, so my parents were there. I was born and raised in Millstone. And then my brother bought the house for my parents, and I bought the house for my brother, so we keep the house in the family. You know, I went to school in Millstone Township schools. I taught at Millstone Middle School for 6 years. I'm a phys ed teacher for 24 years.
Yeah, I don't know if you recognize the last name.
I do. So I probably taught
Sean,
some, yes.
Ryan.
Yes. So I've taught some of the, I've taught back there. So what I notice on the street. It's a very, very busy corner, and it's gotten busier and busier as the years have gone on. And the kids that come from the house that's there, they walk across my lawn, they walk down the street, and it's very dangerous in that area. I have an 11-year-old daughter. You know, I just worry about like what's going on in that area, and I don't get so much of what they get at 7, 8, like all that area right there, but I'm on the corner, but I see that they're kind of like let to go wherever they want to go, do what they want to do, and I'm just concerned, and especially being a teacher, seeing that, like unsupervised, it's not a good mix. So that's just my concerns, and oh, and by the way, on another note, I'm a musician, so you guys ever need a band?
Absolutely.
All right.
You could play at Millstone Day if you like.
That would be great.
There you go.
Very good.
Anybody else for Dugan's Corner? No? Okay,
Is
Ms.
there,
Knott?
is there, the gentleman mentioned an independent investigation. Is there some
I
way
think,
that actually can happen?
I think we have to, you know, explore that. I doubt it because there are very strict guidelines on, you know, that type of facility, so.
I would expect, let's see what the state has
Yeah,
to say.
I think
You
that's
know,
the first course of action, but with all of the information that they're gonna provide, we'll build that folder and, you know, we'll make sure that we put enough pressure on the state to go out and investigate and make sure that they do the right thing. And any deficiencies need to be corrected. If not, then we're gonna ask for that to be shut down, unfortunately.
This group did have another home in town at one point, and it was shut down.
Yes, several years ago, on somewhere in town, I'm not gonna mention where, the children got out of hand, and we did reach out to the state. We ended up having to reach out to our state officials, our assemblymen and senators, right in this very room, and within several weeks, we had that, you know, home shut down. So it's not impossible to do, and if it gets to that point, we will put pressure on the state to do that because of safety issues, gun issues, drug issues, you know, unsupervision of children. Can't do that. That's not a good mix. And when you factor in, they're not getting their proper medication, and they're coupling that with illegal drugs, and now coupling a gun, that's not the right way to be, and that needs to be put to an immediate stop. The state does not move in a very quick manner, but we will do what we can to force them to, you know, come out and do what they have to do to investigate. And again, we will exhaust every issue that we can to bring this to either a good resolution for the children, because the children is this, you know, the paramount issue right here, and make sure that they're safe and they're being properly treated. And if they can't do that, then we're going to ask for it to be shut down. So please come back at the next meeting. Kevin invited, you know, the officials from the program, come back, and hopefully we'll have all of the documentation from the gentleman, and we'll recite that to them. We'll reach out to the state. Hopefully we'll have the information, investigation started. We can have some sort of feedback hopefully within 2 weeks. I don't know if that's going to happen from the state, but we'll start the process and get that ball rolling. Sure, come on up.
Just a question. Julie Campbell, 7 Dugan's Grove. What led the other home, the Menses, to get shut down?
Everything that you're hearing right now, but they were doing a lot more criminal activities. You're breaking into homes, breaking into cars, and it just got out of hand.
The homes that got, well, New Jersey Metro has a total of 11 homes that closed down throughout the agency. The home that you're referring to is one Star House, Pine, next to Six Flags, and another home over at Howe. The same situation that I just spoke about, that was the reason why they were closing down.
He's able to tell you that, I'm not.
That's coming from.
Again, he has the information. There are laws that prohibit, you know, child information or, you know, juvenile information to be given out by this body, so we can't give you that information, but a civilian can. So.
Just, Mayor,
You're gonna
Yeah,
have
you're gonna have to come back up.
Yeah,
Yes.
unfortunately.
I just want to say, you know, the kids, like you had just said, are the paramount. But you have adults here, I mean, residents of the town, at least 8 different homes spoke. And our safety could be in jeopardy too.
Absolutely.
So.
And your children.
And we'd like to have that into consideration also.
That's,
I mean, we have grandkids, we have, I mean, come on, and for those, I'm sorry.
when I said the safety of the children, it was because of
No,
because of the program that they're involved in, and they're not getting the proper treatment.
True.
So that's what I meant from that point of view.
Right.
But we take everybody into consideration.
Okay,
You, your families, every neighbor. We put ourselves in your
know.
shoes, and that's why we're going to press Kevin to reach out to the state and put
Okay,
pressure on the
I
state.
just wanted to put that in.
That goes without saying.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Please, anybody else? We're here.
I guess. I'm Chris Leeds from One Indian Path. I'm right around the corner from the facility. I really was hoping that the representatives of the facility were going to be here tonight because in past meetings, what I was told we can do is ask questions.
Sure.
Not make statements. I have a million questions to ask the facility owners. They're not here, it's a moot point. But I think everything that's been talked about is of highmost importance. The kids come first. If the care that they're getting is less than stellar, and somebody made a comment, and the state is going to investigate a state-run facility, I think that's pretty much a problem right there. Somebody made a comment of an independent auditor. I think that's a better bet, but as you said, Mr. Mayor, the state takes forever to do whatever they're going to do.
So Mr. Leeds, though?
One of the things I tried to do is I tried to go to their website to find out what their policies are. You can't find any of their policies on the website. What you can find is payment schedules. What you can find is what the facility is supposed to do, and the picture of the facility that they have at 8 Dugan's Grove is not 8 Dugan's Grove. It's somewhere else. I don't even know where it is. So my biggest concern is to make sure that we get a good audit of what's going on in their facility. And again, with the state, you're not going to get a quick response, but whatever that audit determines, there's a quick response to that audit. So I'm just looking after, I've seen the kids. I don't see them as frequently as I do on Dugan's Grove, but I see them. I'm not home most of the day. I'm only home on the weekends. And in the freezing cold weather, I don't really see them at all. But when the weather is nice, yes, I do see them. So I just want to make sure that whatever we wind up doing, we do with the interest of the kids as the highest point, rather than trying to shut them down or trying to get more people. Again, I can't find anything on their website about what their internal processes are. How many people per how many patients? How many staff members per how many patients? You can't find any of that.
That's probably done by design.
This is the kind of thing that if I can't make the next meeting, that's what needs to be asked of the staff or the administrators to see what they're going to come back with. And is there a state guideline that says in a facility of that size with this many children, there needs to be this many supervising
Mr. Leeds, if you direct those questions to me, I will forward them on to the company.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Can I have your card there? Thank you very much.
No problem, thank you. Anybody else regarding Dugan's Corner? Dugan's Grove?
Yeah. That's all right. But if you send it to me, I'll forward it on, and hopefully they'll have them answered at the next meeting. And it's also taped, so if you can't make it, you should be able to hear it and watch it.
Okay.
Good evening. Jeffrey Listnow, 3 Ella Drive, Millstone, New Jersey. I'm sure by my address you probably know why I'm here. Mr. Mayor, committee members, and staff. I wasn't able to make the last meeting, which a lot of my neighbors came down for, because I provided the wrong address. I went to the Stagecoach Road, to the municipal building, waited there for half hour, and it was closed, so nothing was going on. But I'm concerned and here about the issue with the traffic that I know a lot of residents on Pine Drive and through the Adventure Crossing is, bringing up. Now, I know there were options that have been going back and forth on this listserv that I'm a part of, where neighbors wanted a cul-de-sac on Pine Drive, where neighbors wanted one-way streets, one way or the other, where neighbors wanted gates. First of all, I'm wondering, is there any decision that was made by the town yet as to what they're doing?
No.
Okay.
It's, the engineer has exhausted the options. We've hired a traffic engineering company that's provided reports and you know, statistics, and Kevin has those reports. And I believe there was a meeting, I want to say 2-3 weeks ago, with the engineer and the residents, and
I didn't know about the meeting. Nobody told most of the residents that.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we notified.
I didn't know about it.
We notified the contact person. Do you remember his name?
Rob something.
Rob.
He didn't put that out. All he put down is to come to the meeting on 2 weeks ago, whatever the date was, but he put down 470 Stagecoach Road, which is where I went.
We had it on the agenda also.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was at the community center at was it?
No, I'm talking about the Township Committee
Talking
meeting,
about
we
the
had it
Township
on the
meeting 2
agenda
weeks
to
ago.
discuss it.
Okay. So, no, they did.
Either way,
have-
am I allowed to discuss it here or bring to, you know?
This would not be the proper forum, because when we have it, all the residents are there, we have the engineers there, we have the traffic studies. That would be the more appropriate thing to do. And we are going to schedule another meeting with the residents and the township engineer to go over, I guess, the final decision to be made. And if we get enough majority input, then we're gonna go with that.
Well, that's the problem, is that a majority input is the people that are gonna show up are gonna be from Pine Drive, and things that they want, like a one-way street, are complete waste, because the problem doesn't even exist yet. What the problem is, that the town should be looking at, and you, Mr., how do you pronounce your name, Shabarak?
Shabarak.
Shabarak, sorry. I'm a licensed attorney, licensed practicing for 30-plus years. So, problem is with bureaucracy. The feds will pass it on to the state will pass it on to the county will pass it on to the town, and it'll be a runaround. But the problem is that this whole problem exists because not of a dispute between the residents or the disconcerting opinions of my neighbors, myself, and everyone having different opinions, is that this Cardinelli Enterprises that built this adventure crossing, the venture crossing was built specifically to be a cancer research center because a family member of his had died. Yet, in the last several years, he's put up ball fields. He put up a bubble for sports. He's built 1 million stores. He's putting up 100+ loading dock warehouse. He's putting up apartment complexes. He's putting up a hotel. Where is his cancer research facility? That was supposed to have been done in their traffic study to get the approval to do what they did. Yet none of this was brought up. Yes, I know what he'll do. He'll put a one-room building to CYA himself at the end and say, oh, this is a cancer research facility, where he'll have one person doing a study. Yet, how was that traffic study approved originally to allow this to occur? Now, I know technically it may not be deemed Millstone, it may be Jackson.
No,
so
it is not Millstone.
It's Ocean County.
And it wouldn't have happened in Millstone, I can tell you that right now.
Right, so
Unfortunately.
is there anything that
we
the town
have-
could do at this point?
We tried to when it was in the conception stage. We went out to Jackson and we opposed it. And this is a Jackson Township Planning Board decision. It's a Jackson Township, council decision. We have no rights other than saying we want you to be a good neighbor. That's it. We could, recommend, we could suggest, we could ask. But at the end of the day, they're in charge of their own town.
But Mr. Mayor, wasn't there a traffic study that they had approved to do what they did?
Again, but we don't have any access to that until
But-
until it's made public. We have no input on that.
But if it impedes Millstone residents, wouldn't that give you standing to oppose this now? Because what they did is opposing, it doesn't affect anyone in Jackson because there's no homes there. All the homes that are being affected are Millstone homes. So it's kind of
Well, no,
ridiculous
and-
that they
and
did a study
on
that
Anderson-
doesn't have an impact on them.
Listen, I reached out to the federal government. I called the United States Department of Transportation regarding the 195 overpass.
That's the easiest thing. Let them put an off-ramp exit right into there.
He actually wanted one. I wouldn't give it to him.
I requested it from Senator Booker, and I got met with negative results because it's a federal overpass. You need federal oversight. They have to do their own studies, and they deemed it at that time it was not necessary to be doing that because there was no traffic to support the
So
expansion.
there's nothing like my neighbors and I could do to try to
Well,
do anything then,
no,
because
you're
if
asking me
if it's a
question.
federal issue, then
Well,
it's...
coming off
it's-
of 195, so when you're coming off of a federal highway, you can't have an exit off of a federal highway going onto private property. Just, you can't do that. It's gotta go onto a public roadway. So, no matter.
Can't they grant an easement onto the roadway into that development?
Well, again, they would have to give up that property. They would have to go through 2 different counties. They would have to go through the feds, Ocean County, Monmouth County, the jurisdictions.
Which means it's never gonna happen.
So when you involve all of these, bureaucratic agencies, there's a lot of red tape, and you have to get everybody together on the same page, and
Well, that's gonna be the issue, is because everybody in this area has different opinions as to what they want. Yet the problem doesn't even exist yet, because there's not the traffic problem. Once that monstrosity is finished, and they have their apartments and their hotels and their, their warehouse, that's when it's gonna impede people like me that live on basically it's 2 lanes, but it's one road.
it just doesn't impede you. It impedes all of us, because there's been plenty of times that I've tried to get to 537, and it's taken me a half an hour to get there during the summer. And it backs
Oh.
up all the way to, Burn Tavern Road, up
Oh.
Pine, up Millstone Road. So it's not just you, it affects the whole town. And again, we have no authority, we have no say-so over another town's decisions on what they want to do with their development. We can only protect Millstone, and I'm telling you, we are gonna protect Millstone as much as we can, and that's why Millstone is the way it is, and it's gonna remain that way.
It's gonna remain that way away from that area, but the area where
No,
I am, it's gonna get progressively
Again-
worse.
Again, it's not on our side of the border, and it would never be on our side of the border, because we would never let that happen. So I apologize that you live where you live, and we had no authority or power to prevent it at a different jurisdiction. So can you go to another law firm and tell them to, dictate what they're gonna do with their decisions?
No, but
Okay,
it's-
but our hands are tied, trust me, if I try.
No, I know that your hands are tied, but the thing is, if it's impacting your residents, then you do have standing.
No, you have recommendation. We did this with Manalapan. I've gone to the Manalapan Planning Board. I've asked them, humbly, please be a good neighbor and do X, Y, Z. And they listened, and they changed their plan, and they accommodated us. Jackson did not, okay? We opposed them taking, 200 acres of trees and,
Yeah, they
disturbing wildlife.
destroyed
We didn't want that, but they did it anyway. So I could sit here and tell you everything that we did, and it had no impact. And again, I apologize that you're directly affected, but it affects all of us, because I've been in that many times, and now I shy away when it's that time of year. And it's only gonna get worse, like you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, between Great Adventure opening in the summer and by the time all their facilities are finished,
Correct.
it's gonna be a traffic nightmare.
Correct. But-
Which sadly is going to affect our way of life and wanting to stay in Millstone for that reason. That was the reason I moved out of Staten Island, was to get away from that. I still have my office there, but I live here because I wanted that nice, quiet country environment.
Well,
And it's gonna be taken away.
Well, we're gonna try to minimize that, and with the options that the engineer, township engineer has come up with, and with the traffic engineer has come up with, hopefully it'll be palatable enough that people would accept it, and we'll implement it.
Do you know when that next meeting is gonna be with the residents?
No, I'll reach out to Rob, or Kevin will reach out to Rob, and we'll do that at some point in the future. I'll make sure that everybody's.
Did anyone show up at the last one? Because I heard there was only a few, a handful of residents.
I was
that
out
were
sick, I
there.
couldn't make that meeting. Kevin, do you know how many people showed up?
Yeah, it was
Yeah, they had.
There was a few. There was a few.
There was one in September. It was on a Jewish holiday though, so I wasn't able to attend.
There was a few, but it wasn't 20 or 10.
Okay, yeah, because I was at the prior meeting to that, and there was probably, 20, 25 people that showed up.
Oh, they were, okay.
Yeah,
No,
not the
not
last
this
one,
one,
but the
not
prior
this
one that I was part of. So we'll schedule something out.
So it won't be at a town hall like this?
No, it'll be at the
just-
community center. It'll be informal, just come, we speak freely, we just brainstorm, and we try to figure this out.
If you have some ideas, shoot them on over.
Absolutely.
I just did, except they're all getting shot down.
Well, no, you're
no.
asking us to do something in another town.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
saying-
and
I'm
I
saying
realize
something
you're
we can do
looking in our
town,
best
you know?
interest. It's just, I feel like we're getting the short end of the stick because of something another county did that we don't know if it's on the up and up. I'm not saying it is, I'm not saying it isn't. But like I do know that Adventure Crossing was built and approved and everything. I don't know why he needed 250 acres for a cancer research facility that has not and probably will not be built until the very, very end.
I think it was a MS facility, but just
Or
for
if- and then-
the record.
Yeah, okay, if it was an MS, but where is that? Shouldn't that, if it was based upon that, shouldn't that have been the first thing built? I mean, that may not be built for 20 years. He'll get exemption after exemption, and he'll wait until the last minute when they're somehow gonna find him, and then he'll put up a one-story office, say, oh, this is where we're doing our research,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
you know?
So I thank you
So,
for
all
your
right,
comments.
well, thank you, everyone.
We'll definitely reach out to Rob and schedule another meeting with the residents.
Kelly Scott, 8 Wagner Farm Lane, Millstone Township. But 23-year resident, Monmouth County resident all my life. Born in Red Bank, never left the county. I listened to Dugan's Grove Road story. The children are unsupervised, getting into trouble. Northeast corner of Millstone Township. I will tell you, there's been kids on dirt bikes shooting deer, vandalizing homes, threatening people, forcing people to move out of state, leaving their children behind. The police have come on to their property asking us, where are these children? That was from the school, the Manalapan police, do the door over there?
The resource officer.
Yeah, so he came over asking us, because they were riding on school property. They're over at Wagner Farm Park now, on all our open spaces, destroying our open spaces with the ruts and whatever. You know there's a problem in the northeast corner of Millstone. I've called police. My house has been vandalized. I've tried to talk to the parents. I've been threatened. The police come. It's not lower, stop it, it stops for the day. Blasting radios to 1:30 in the morning. You know my husband's lifestyle. He's going overseas. He can't afford to kill 200 people. I've sent videos to have the ordinances that are in place for noise, for running of motors, and commentary was, look at the dogs. And then the next day, the person that I complained against, they signed a complaint against my dogs for barking. Well, they're barking because they're being threatened by these loud noises constantly. My dogs, I'm threatened. I'm leaving. But this, parents not having responsibility for their children, groups, homes not having responsibility for, every incident cannot be quashed by the prosecutor or by whoever's quashing when they impound a quad or a dirt bike. It can't be quashed anymore. There has to be accountability. And it's constantly, I see it happening over and over again. Kids get in trouble. Sorry, Kev, just come in and talk to me. We'll fix it. We'll work it out. There's no repercussions to what's happening to them. There has to be repercussions, or the whole town's just crazy. You see it over and over again.
We've had people arrested, so
But
obviously I don't go to the
you do know my
papers
problem.
and
You
say
have
it was-
seen all the videos. I have even more videos from today.
But there was other complaints that we did ask you and you didn't want to really file.
Yeah,
a
because
complaint,
if I
so-
file in the civil courts, then they're gonna, I've already been verbally assaulted. You've seen that video. I've already been verbally assaulted. Now, if I go to court, what is next? I tell you all the time, I'm afraid for my life. Honestly. These people are probably feeling a little bit of the same. You hear about a gun. I hear about a gun too. So the kid actually ride past me, go shoot the deer, and then ride past me again. It's scary. It's scary, and you cannot keep quashing this, or you're going to find the good residents. And I
The
consider
troopers
myself,
wanted to know who it was, but no one would tell the
I
troopers
told you
who it was. You've got to tell the troopers who it was. If you would like to file a complaint, let them
Again,
know, so.
what happens when I file a complaint?
And you actually
I'm
never
wrong.
told me who it was, but it's,
But again, there has to be more of a police presence in the northeast corner of Millstone, from Baird Road, maybe a little bit further, to Dugan's Grove Road. Just stop it before it happens. there's going to be, something bad's going to happen. And it's gonna be like, oh, after the fact. No, I'm telling you now, don't wait until after the fact. You have to fix this problem now. I have no skin in the game anymore, but you have to fix the problem. It's a huge, huge problem. And it's no quality of life for the next person moving in after me. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody from, come on up, tell us.
Well, we're good for today.
Okay, then you can come to a future meeting. Okay. All right, anybody else before I close it out? Okay, I'd like to close out the public portion of the meeting at
10:03.
10:03. Motion to adjourn?
I'll make it.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Committee designer, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.